Welcome to the first post-game interview session of the Luke and Damien show. I'm here with, of course, me, Luke, and Sexy, and the first interview is going to be with Landon. It was a tough loss for y'all tonight. Clearly a close game. Y'all had y'all's ace on the mound, Geraldo. How did you feel going into this game?
Well, I mean, going into this game, it was kind of like I felt like underdogs. Kind of, I feel like everyone was like, "Well, all the good players are on the other side of you guys." I don't know. I think AL.
Yeah.
And they kind of underestimated us, saying, "Oh, the Diamonds are gonna just go all the way like they did it in season 1." So I kind of felt to me like we were the underdogs, but I was still expecting to win, come out with the W tonight. So that's kind of how I was just feeling about the game. You know, just still expecting a win, but also knowing we were coming into the games as underdogs.
I mean, yeah, y'all put up a good fight. 27-29 score, won by a walk-off from Darkside. You performed pretty well at the plate, 3 for 5 with 1 walk and 2 home runs. What was the mindset going up against Liam, who's been possibly going to be the Cy Young winner this season?
I'm gonna speak some opinion right here.
Oh,
Liam's his mechanics aren't good. He's just good because he has some slight lag. Let's be honest.
Ooh.
His fastball only faster than other people's because he has a slight lag, but he doesn't lag enough to the point where he has to get removed off the mound for it, aka the 100 to 115 range. And it's noticeable for sure, but you can't really do anything because he's not like going crazy. He's not like 300 ping plus.
Yeah.
Because in this game, you can't throw harder than people. If you throw a fastball, you throw a fastball. That's kind of how it is. There's a certain limit. Whereas if you push your arm fast enough, you're going to throw the fastest you can throw. And we definitely saw that in tonight's game with my players kind of just being like, this is kind of bullshit. I can't really. It comes in so quick. And if I were to do the same pitch, it would look a lot easier just because I have good ping most of the time. So going in, though, against him, I kind of wanted to fuck up his stats, and we sort of did that, I would say. He pitched 5 innings. We put up 27. So his ERA is going to go up. His stats are definitely going to go up. This was not a game. Like, they kept him in because he started to get more comfortable, and my players started to get, like, fatigued for games. Yeah. The lineup, it's just... We had some really stupid, like, errors. Just, like, dumb things that... I'll talk about later, but they were just stupid. But me coming in against Liam, I felt like I needed to do well, obviously, to keep in my Rookie of the Year campaign. But I didn't do that, but I made up for it kind of with the pitching. So, yeah.
Yeah, you did go one inning pitch, 4 earned runs, and gave up 3 hits. That is a really, really good performance against one of the best hitting teams in the league so far this season.
Yeah. Considering the only inning I pitched, I only allowed 2, and then I walked Liam. Even though since he was the walk guy, he got to 3rd, and then Darkside came up and hit a bomb, and so that was really the other 2 runs. So
yeah, I want to talk about because there was some slight drama between you and Jax today, talking about the Rookie of the Year candidacy, and I want to talk. And you were saying some stuff in your media. And I just want to hear longer a bit about about your rants and how you feel like you are way better than MLB Mike.
Well, the thing is, the award team is always going to favor me because I pitch, and I've been pitching pretty good recently. But the thing is, the other people, they don't realize that because they're pretty new. Jax and MLB Mike, they're both rookies, and I'm a rookie too. But the thing is, I've actually played in 1v1 leagues, and I understand how those awards are picked, right? So I don't think they seem to realize that. And MLB Mike, I mean, yeah, he hits more home runs than me, and yeah, he has maybe slightly better stats than me, but there is some hitting stats where I'm better than him. I can't name them off the top of my head, but I bet if I were to look, I could at least name 3 or 4 stats where I'm still better than him. So yeah.
Yeah, you do have 2 solid number pitching WAR and 2.2 hitting WAR, and Mike only has 3 WAR total. So that kind of seals it. That kind of seals it there. But you mentioned the errors about that the Skulls made. Can you go a little bit more in depth on that?
Well, I'm not calling Geraldo out here, but sometimes he's really hard to schedule around. For example, he's like, "Hey, I really don't want to play 8 o'clock games because I have to work for at like 9:45." So to this time, I try to get it as early as possible. Darkseid said like none of his players can make 7:30, so I asked him, "What about like 7:45?" He said, "Yeah, sure, we got it." And then at 7:45, Gerardo tells me, "Hey, listen, can you extend to 8 like we usually do, like 5 minutes before the game begins?" And so it's really hard to schedule around him. And it also led to him not being able to start the game. It led to him only being able to pitch 3 innings. And it led to us starting down 10-0 because Crew wasn't really ready to pitch that day. I mean, he was supposed to be the relief, but he wasn't coming in to start. Like, he wasn't ready to start. And so that was that was the start of our errors. Whopper in right field, man, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He was dancing. He was sitting down when balls were hit to him. He wouldn't shift over, even though I went out, even though he wasn't in the party, but I went out to right field and I was waving my hands like this to go over, but he just wasn't looking at me, I guess. Other errors, we had like the first inning was just a disaster for us. 10 runs, no outs, when we could have at least had 2 outs, in my opinion. I think we should have at least had 2. Crew said, "Oh, we should have had all 3." I don't really see the third one, but the Pepsi one, and then there was one where it was like right over my head, and I just couldn't jump because my ceiling at this house is like 2 feet tall. And then later on in the game, it was just like we were out of it. I mean, I was in it. I was yelling. I yell all the time. I was yelling all the time. I yell all the time. Like every home run I hit, everything. It's all excitement. I don't think we're getting that from my team right now. There's some times where we're like, yeah, but we just got to have the energy throughout the entire game and finish it strong. And those are kind of the errors I saw tonight. Also, sorry. I also saw a lot of complaining, which is something we did a lot in the first half of the season. But at the second half, I've been honest with people. I said, we can't complain. We can't complain about calls. We can't complain about, just calls in general, or like stupid things like Liam having 100 ping. Just hit the ball, time him up, let's go. That's kind of my mindset.
Yeah, so Crewway Landon would not allow that.
Nice.
But since you are the assistant GM, I want to ask, like, what is the game plan going on in the rest of the series? Because this could very well be the World Series matchup, the Skulls Diamonds. So what is the game plan for the rest of the series going to look like?
The game plan for the rest of the series is to hopefully get Jota back. Sadly, dealing with some issues right now. Reason why he wasn't there, he was supposed to be he was supposed to be relieving for me, but instead, since he wasn't there, I was relieving, which sucks because maybe things would have turned out differently. The game plan, we got to come in, we got to have more energy, we got to stop complaining. We have to have more risk on the line. There has to be more risks on the line. Like, for example, we're just kind of going through the motions in the games, but we kind of need to motivate them with something. You know what I mean? Like, we got this new drill at practice. We don't know what it's called, but it's called the torture chamber is what it's called now. That's the new name right there, torture chamber. The pitcher starts on the mound, okay? He's on high, obviously. Well, because it's like BP. It's sort of like a BP practice for the hitter. So the hitter's there. The pitcher's on the mound. He's on high. He can throw an off-speed down the middle or fastball down the middle. If the hitter hits a home run, the guy scoots up a little bit. If he doesn't hit a home run, foul ball, not home run, he has to go on the sticks and run the whole bases once. And you have to hit 4 home runs in a row with him continuously getting closer to you. And every time you don't hit one, he goes back one. So it's kind of like a constant back and forth. And I've tried it out recently with like 3 of my players, Seahawks, Papi Chulo, and Potato. Papi Chulo got done quickest. Potato fucking died. Whopper died. Seahawks died. So maybe have to start saying, hey, if you don't do well, like, man, we're going to be running a lot of practice. So, yeah, that's all I got to say.
I mean, certainly Whopper did not perform well at the plate today. He went 2 for 6 with and that with the numbers he has, he should be performing a little better than that. But and Seahawks he went, I believe. Hold on, let me pull up. He went 2 for 4. So I don't know. Maybe that practice is working. You never know.
Honestly, I think it's going to be kind of something you have to kind of be like, oh, it's a punishment rather than it's practice. Ooh. Because, I mean, you're building your reaction time because they're getting closer. They're throwing pretty much the same speed unless you get, like, fooled on an off speed. And, I mean, dude, like, so we were there for about 2 hours just straight up doing it. Like, Seahawks, he struggled. He was there for, like, 45 minutes just running bases.
Damn.
It was bad, but maybe that was the reason for success. He never gave up. He kept going through it, and eventually he got it, which was nice because I didn't have to sit there anymore.
Yeah.
But Seahawks, he definitely has been doing way better than what he obviously used to. Whopper, the one thing I don't understand about Whopper is he hits bombs in practice. He just can't hit at all in games. So, I don't know. We might have to talk about something about that. But yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Who came up with that?
It was me.
And why?
Because like the thing is, like, we're gonna try to make these practices feel as serious as possible. You know how it goes. If you make a team practice, most of the time people are messing around. They're not really doing what they're supposed to do. They're not only taking it 100%. And making this closer to like real life baseball helps it feel more real and more engaging and more like you need to try. Otherwise, your arms are gonna be tired.
Yeah. This man did create the crew way. Well,
I'm slowly building it up. I'm starting with like shorter practice drills. Then once I become GM of the Skulls, maybe next year, I'm gonna become the Portland Pirates, and then after that, full crew A handbook. Let's go.
How you wanted a team? How you wanted your own team?
Well, I do want I just want to be a GM for the team. That's kind of my thing. I just want to be a GM. And if you see the Skulls management, me and Screw talked about this. I was like, hey, do you think maybe you could just transfer ownership? Because, I mean, I'm kind of doing a lot here. And he said, probably next season. And I said, okay. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right.
Sexy, you got any more to add?
No.
Luke, how about you? Well, he's muted for now. Well, that's all I have. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Really appreciate it. All right.
All right. Sounds great.
That's great. Now let's get Liam on.
Early.
All right. Thank you, Liam, for joining us. Let's talk about your performance today. 5 innings, 25 runs, 25 earned runs. That's a solid pitching performance today, matched with the 3 for 3. Oh, there's Luke. Matched with the 3 for 3 performance at the plate, with 3 home runs. That's typical Liam day, it seems. What was the game plan going into today with potentially what could be the World Series matchup in the Skulls Diamonds?
The game plan was just play our game. I mean, in the Diamonds chat, every Diamond was going crazy how we had to play harder today. I calmed them down by saying we gotta play our game and we'll win. The Skulls are not even that good. Oh. Yeah, they could hit. They could hit a little bit, but remember what happened last series?
Oh.
So yeah, that's gonna be it.
Can you go into depth on what happened last series?
Last series, they won the first game because I was not there. But as soon as I got there, we took both games and we won by a lot. I think 10 or more runs, I think it was.
Damn. Well, this game wasn't 10 or more runs. Y'all won via a dark side walk-off, which must have been fun to see. I want to talk more about your overall season because, like, you've been by far one of the best players in the league. I mean, you have as of yesterday, as a 4.1 total WAR, with being one of the best offensive players, having a 331 OPS plus. So I just want to talk, like, there was some people doubting you at the start of the season. So, like, I want to, like, how do you picture that?
I mean, what do you expect? Not a lot of people like me. Not a lot of people know what I'm capable of. Now that we're in the middle of the season, everyone knows who I am. No one, all these new people never knew who I was at the start of the season, and now, yeah.
Yeah, definitely the tandem of Luke and Liam. They're worth like a total of 9 WAR, I believe, off the top of my head. That those two together, that could potentially carry this Diamonds team to the World Series. I want to also note about your pitching too. I forgot to mention your pitching overall this season. Some people say that you're only good pitching just because you're on West. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, my fastball's a little bit faster than others, but my off speeds are really good too. I have a drop ball that works with everyone. I saw a lot of people with that.
Yeah, definitely. You could definitely be one of the Cy Young candidates coming up this season. And I guarantee you, not a lot of people expected that. So, good for you. Good for you. I also want to talk about how the Diamonds made 3 errors today. Was there any like major fielding mistakes that you noted, like that you noticed, and like what was the like? How did y'all counter that?
I noticed that Luke was making errors like always. He had like 6 errors on the season already. I do not remember the other 2 errors.
Damn,
I
Luke,
don't
you just gonna
remember
take that?
Yeah, I know. I knew he was gonna say something.
Of course I was.
But yeah, it seems that you're just going on a tear. You've just been going on a tear all season long. So, Sexy, you got anything?
3 walks. Why did they just continue to walk you?
Yeah, I've been getting it a lot this season. Ever since I've been hitting a lot of bombs, a lot of people are scared of me. Pretty sure I got.
You can continue.
I forgot.
Alright. Landon, earlier, like an hour ago, he was really calling you out on your pitching, saying that you weren't very good. It was only because you're on West.
What do you expect when you're going against a team on high? And not getting a lot of calls like the other team was getting. Baker was really inconsistent that game. He called strikes on us that were balls for them. And yeah.
Yeah, and I also want to point out how during the second inning you gave up 12 runs, but after that in the 3 innings following that you gave up 12 runs. So how did you calm down pitching wise after that inning? After that second inning?
I just changed it up. Like, I think I was tipping my pitches too much, so I just started throwing more off speed than more fastballs, and then it seemed to work.
All right, well that's everything I got. Luke, you got anything to say? Sexy, you?
I think that's it. If Luke has anything to say.
All right, thank you for joining us, and thank you y'all for watching the first episode.
Actually, I got one more thing. Liam, who do you think's better, me or you? Who's the best diamond?
Dude, first of all,
Definitely me.
top Cy Young candidate. I'm like the best pitcher in the league, and our hitting is so close to each other.
Bro.
It's not even fair. Dude, so I'm obviously better.
I'm definitely a Diamonds legend.
Damien's future diamond.
But we'll end it on that then. Thank you all for joining us on the first post-game interview session. Hopefully we improve on this concept and make it even better the next time. Thank you all.